Hey students, this is Fitchhorn and this is your iconic project steps 1 through 3. Now you were supposed to do this on Monday when I was gone and you had a substitute, but some of you might not have been here or some of you didn't do the work, and I'm not going to name names in this video, but you know who you are, or some of you just need a couple of extra layers of instruction. So here is our YouTube video for this. So as you can see, I've got week 12 slides open, and the slides you're supposed to review and do were step 1, where you downloaded an image. It gives you specific directions on how to download that by changing your tools to be large quality images, and how to change a web page in case it shows up as a web page to something different. And then here you're creating a document in Illustrator that is much like creating a document in Photoshop, and what you're to name it, the size, and hit create. And then another example of that in slide 35. And then in step 3, it was you were supposed to have your image placed on your canvas, and you're supposed to click embed to get rid of that blue X in the center of the image. But many of you guys, most of you, did not do this, and I'm not quite sure why. So here's the video, and we're going to do it now. So in step 1, you are to go ahead and take a high resolution photo of any appropriate icon that you can think of, and I always choose Harry Styles just because it's my daughter's very favorite artist, and why not? And then you click images, and it tells you to go to your tools, and in tools you choose size. You want a large quality size, and then the size of the image should be closer to 1,000 pixels. I don't know why I said 300. I have to change that really quick. You need a high resolution photo. So let's go ahead and say that we choose this one, okay? And you can't just drag this little thumbnail off of here and pull it over because it's very low resolution. You've got to open it up here, and when you hover over it, look at the size of the resolution of this photo. That is a high quality image. Now when I pull it onto my desktop, unfortunately it shows up as a web page. So if yours does that instead of a JPEG, which you need, go ahead and click open that thumbnail off your desktop, and it'll open up here, and it'll show in the preview. You can go to File, and you can go Export, and you can change it from web page to a JPEG format, which is really super cool, on your desktop where you can find it and click Save. So make sure that you've got that. I'm going to delete the web page icon because I don't want to accidentally use the web page one. All right. So let's continue. So now that you've uploaded a high quality image, what you're going to do is you're going to open up Illustrator. Now if Illustrator is not down in your bottom dashboard, you have to go down to your Finder, and I'm going to go ahead and move the screen a little bit so you can see. I've already got my Illustrator in my dashboard, but you may not. So go to your Finder and go to Applications, and double left click your Illustrator folder, and you'll see the app right there. Double left click it, and it will open up for you. So there you go. As you'll see, and I'm going to move the screen back up a little bit so you can see what's going on. It looks a lot like Photoshop, right? We've definitely got the new file and open function. We have all the different navigation areas of File, where we can go new, open, save, save as, export, all that stuff. We've got how to edit. We know how to create special effects. We have that in Illustrator as well. And we have our windows, which are those little pop-up windows that show up to the right of our work board, where we can see different things. So I'll explain that in a minute. But if you click new file, you're going to name it last name, first initial, underscore, iconic, icon, either way, I don't care. And I asked you to make it in the slides on Monday 8 by 10 inches. So it should be portrait mode. Don't worry about bleed, color mode, raster effects, or preview mode. Those are all for graphic design classes. So for right now, we're just going to go create. You'll see the interface looks so much like Photoshop. It's not even funny. You should have a toolbar floating over here. You should have your panels over here. You should have, I pulled my panel away because it's a free form, free floating panel. You can go ahead and pull your panels out so you can see it. And you should also have properties open and appearance is open. Now, if you don't have layers or properties open, go to your window. Not only check your workspace to make sure that you are in typography, but make sure that you are have an advanced toolbar open, and make sure your appearance panel's open and your layers panel's open, as well as your properties panels, Windows panels. All right, got it. So on that note, the first thing that you're going to want to do is notice that in layers, unlike in Photoshop where we automatically create layers the minute we start doing things and pulling more images in and texting, Photoshop automatically keeps track of your layers. Illustrator does not. So we're going to name layer number 1 by left clicking twice on the word layer 1. We're going to name this one your artboard. Okay. Then we're going to create a new layer by clicking the plus button down at the bottom of your window panel. Create new layer. And we're going to double click the word layer 2, and we're going to call this your photograph. This is the layer that we're going to pull the photograph into. Then we're going to create a new layer. I'm going to double click that one, and we're going to name this one background, because much like your Broods project, you need a background to set all your beautiful illustration on. The photo layer will eventually get hidden, so there's no use in not making a background. You have to do it whether you like it or not. It's part of your grade. Okay, create another layer, and we're going to, working back from front, we're going to do the largest areas first, working to the smallest details last. So outside of that, skin. We're going to be doing the outline of the head, the arms, the chest, the neck, all of that good stuff. And then after skin, we're going to go ahead and do, let's do clothing. Shirt, jacket, whatever. Okay, then after that, we're going to go ahead and do hair. And then actually click back on your skin layer and let's create a new layer, and we're going to title one eyes. And we're going to, above the eyes, create another layer that we're going to call nose. And we're going to create another layer called mouth. And then, let's see, then we put clothing on, and then hair on, and then click on your hair layer and add one more on top of that. And we're going to name that one accessories. So that'd be like sunglasses, rings, necklaces, maybe the pattern on the clothing, who knows. And then we should be done. So that was step number 1 through 3, and I will record the other steps later on and post that on Friday's slides. Thank you.